Hey, what's going on? Today we're going to be making some Greek lemon potatoes with some chickpea tabbouleh. One thing I've learned at being a vegetarian for 2 years, like the only way to stick with it is keeping your recipes like simple and high protein. So if you're a new vegetarian, like, you're going to love this recipe. Very simple, very easy to make, and just very like just fresh ingredients all in general. But hey, let's get to cooking. So I like to get started with the potatoes first because it takes longer. Using some small potatoes, that's the trick I find. See, it's easy to cut it in even pieces and it cooks better instead of like trying to chop a bunch of big ones. So here, I added some olive oil, added some vegetable broth as well. That's a big part of the seasoning. So the vegetable broth, the ground pepper, and the garlic, that's going to be your main foundation with some lemon. So here, this gives about a 1/3 of a cup of the lemon. And you're gonna have a lot of broth with this. Don't worry about it because you want the potatoes to absorb all the liquid. So some smoked paprika, oregano, some salt, all of that is part of your base seasoning. As you can see here, there's a lot of broth. So you just want to let it soak in there. Like sometimes I leave it for like half an hour, but that's not necessary because you can just drizzle the broth right over it. So here, baked it for 45 minutes. Halfway through, I took it out just to make sure everything is cooking and it's not burning. Add more broth to this. Again, don't worry about spacing it out. It's supposed to be nice and soft, not necessarily crispy. So 4 to 6 cups of parsley. That's something you can make like each day, or you can make at once. So I just make it all at once. So the chickpeas here, like you're going to see at the end of the video, it's a bit different than the actual recipe. I will go into more detail with this. So I added some fresh parsley, some more lemon juice to this. Now, as you're going to see, like I added some pink Himalayan salt. It doesn't matter which one you use. I also swap up the traditional tomato. I find like the watermelon balance all the acid from it. That's just one of my preference. You can use whatever you have. So as you can see at the end of this, like the potatoes are well cooked. So even like everything is absorbed. As you can see, it's not actually burnt. Everything is nicely balanced, and then you can just plate this, and we're gonna try this out, see how it tastes. Yeah, so the taste profile of this, it is like a bit on like the fresh side. Like in terms of fresh, I mean like more like refreshing and lemony, and that's why like I found like for that combination, like for your chickpea tabbouleh, leaving out tomatoes and adding like a sweet watery a sweet watery fruit like watermelon. I found like it balanced it out versus where you have like acid with the lemon, potatoes, acid with the chickpea itself. So that's something I found like it's more refreshing, but you can experiment on what you want with what you want. So what I wanted to say though, for the chickpeas, I had soaked some, but I was in a crunch. So I used some canned ones I have. And that's why you see like two different color chickpeas because the one I had soaked, I didn't want to waste it the next day. So I just kind of like roasted in the air fryer. So if you want to try that as well, so I have that recipe up there. And if you want to try something aside from the lemon potatoes, I have some smashed Cajun potatoes. They both go well together for meal prep. I'll see you in those videos.